And if everyone is all of a sudden observing you, you have no opportunity to observe and to be free of being conscious of being observed.
I was nominated for almost every category leading up to that. All the other awards,
right.
And I didn't win one of them. Something I aspire to be involved with. I think it's the material, first and foremost, has to resonate with me.
Do you enjoy seeing yourself sort of manipulated and turned into a meme online?
If that's the extent of the manipulation, I enjoy it, yeah.
Adrien Brody was once a man at the top of the world after winning an Oscar, and yet it would be his action at that very Oscar win that would lead to his downfall.
What was going through your mind when Adrien Brody kissed you at the Oscars? Was that planned?
No, that was not planned. I knew nothing about it. I just went with it. Yeah. But I was like, what the is going on right now?
And now it appears he has come out with some intriguing revelations about why men in Hollywood really need to be cautious after achieving that sort of stardom, possibly hinting at some sort of circle pulling the strings behind the scenes.
I got finished kissing her and people kind of settled in. They were already flashing the sign to say, get off the stage. It was this huge societal shift and a real class war that was brewing. That day, I remember becoming, because we had invaded Iraq less than, I believe, 40.
Winning an Oscar is often seen as the pinnacle of an actor's career, not just in Hollywood, but globally. There's no cash prize or guaranteed future success that comes with it, but the impact of clinching that golden statuette is usually felt for a few years and sometimes can shape the rest of an actor's journey. People call it the Oscar effect or the Oscar bump, that magnetic allure that clings to an artist or a project once they've achieved that Oscar win. A prime example is Lupita Nyong'o, who was relatively unknown outside Kenya until she won for 12 Years a Slave in 2014. Following her Oscar triumph, Nyong'o swiftly rose to prominence in high-profile films. She featured in Non-Stop alongside Liam Neeson and also took on the role of Maz Kanata in Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Subsequently, she secured significant roles in blockbusters like Black Panther and Jordan Peele's Us. However, this trajectory isn't the fate of all Oscar winners. Some who reach this pinnacle find that the only way after is down. Fans often cite Adrien Brody, who won for his role in Roman Polanski's The Pianist, as a case in point. Brody triumphed over a fiercely competitive field to land the part. Polanski had a specific vision for the actor playing Władysław Szpilman, the lead character based on a true story. After extensive auditions and even a rejection from English actor Joseph Fiennes, Polanski finally met Brody in Paris during the shooting of his 2001 film, The Affair of the Necklace. It was an instant realization that he had found the perfect fit. Following the film's release, its acclaim spread rapidly. The Pianist won the Palme d'Or at the 2002 Cannes Festival, garnering praise from both audiences and critics. Brody's performance, in particular, was hailed as extraordinary, portraying loneliness, guilt, and impotence with haunting depth. The accolades didn't stop there. The film received 7 nominations at the 2003 Academy Awards, with Polanski winning Best Director and Ronald Harwood securing Best Adapted Screenplay. Surprisingly, Brody triumphed once again, this time as Best Actor, overcoming formidable contenders like Jack Nicholson, Nicolas Cage, Michael Caine, and Daniel Day-Lewis. At the tender age of 29, Brody achieved a remarkable feat, becoming the youngest Best Actor recipient in history, a record he still holds. This triumph, culminating in an exuberant stage appearance and a memorable kiss with Halle Berry, should have propelled his career to greater heights. Brody is not unaware of this narrative, and he seems to have an explanation for what happened. Speaking to GQ, the actor explained how the aftermath of his Oscar win was disorienting. "I had been acting for 17 years, and people would recognize me, and it was normal. Paparazzi, they couldn't care less. No one followed me. No one started behaving strangely. No one did odd things," he said. "And then I won the Oscar, and a lot of oddness happened. It was as if a storm rolled in. Everything started blowing away, the life I knew." But there are some who believe that it was exactly the kiss with Halle Berry that meant his career took a nosedive. Appearing on Watch. What Happens Live, Berry said the moment was not planned in the least, and her reaction at the time was, "What the happening?" Barry, who had won her Oscar the year before for Monsters Ball, said that because she knew the feeling of being out of your body when hit by total surprise, I went with it. When Andy Cohen asked whether the kiss was good, Barry pointed out, I don't know, I was too focused on what the is going on right now. Brody said that didn't regret the kiss. There was a lot of love at that room, real love and recognition, Brody told IndieWire. It was just a good moment, and I took it. In 2020, he found himself in the crosshairs of #MeToo criticism for defending Polanski and his director friend Woody Allen. It was an interesting twist after it was revealed that he was reportedly dating Georgina Chapman, Marchesa's fashion designer, most famously known as Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife. Chapman made headlines when she separated from Weinstein, her husband of a decade and the father of her 2 children, following numerous women bravely coming forward in the New York Times and the New Yorker, accusing the film mogul of heinous acts. News of Brody being involved with Chapman came at a crucial juncture: Weinstein's conviction in a Manhattan court on felony-esque crimes, marking a significant moment in the #MeToo movement, as reported by the New York Times. After the conviction, he was taken into custody, headed for a jail cell on Rikers Island. The Sun was the first to report about the blossoming romance between Brody and Chapman, revealing their acquaintance through her ex-husband. Brody had roles in 2 of Weinstein's Miramax productions, Hollywoodland and Jailbreakers. Their reconnection reportedly happened in April 2020 at a swimwear event in Puerto Rico, where they reportedly hit it off over cocktails, as per Page 6. Photos from the event captured them looking cozy during a candlelit dinner with friends. Brody was also dismissive of more serious allegations against Polanski and Allen when speaking to Jenny McCarthy for her SiriusXM show in 2016. Brody's stance veered towards life being complicated and people making mistakes. Polanski's admission to drugging and R-ing a 13-year-old girl in Los Angeles in 1978, while Allen's adopted daughter, Dylan Farrow, maintained that the director emmed her in 1992 when she was 7 years old. These allegations didn't deter Brody from defending them. He minimized these accusations, equating them to tabloid gossip and choosing not to indulge in such fodder. In contrast, Chapman's life took a significant turn due to the allegations against Weinstein. Vogue magazine was the platform where she vehemently denied any knowledge of Weinstein's alleged or harassment towards women, making the revelations even more shocking. But Adrien Brody isn't the only person to have had a hard time in Hollywood. Jim Carrey is another man who has famously seen his career go downhill after speaking out against certain elite circles. Jim Carrey criticized Hollywood for giving Will Smith a standing ovation at the Oscars when he won Best Actor for King Richard. This incident happened moments after Smith slapped Chris Rock for making a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head due to alopecia. I was sickened, Carrey told CBS Gayle King. I was sickened by the standing ovation. Hollywood is just spineless en masse, and it really felt like this is a really clear indication that we aren't the cool club anymore. Carrey believes Smith should have been escorted out of the Oscars ceremony after slapping Rock. He argued that Rock didn't file a police report because he didn't want the hassle. If it were me, I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video will be everywhere. It's going to be ubiquitous, Carrey expressed. That insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to express disapproval, you can do it from the audience or on Twitter, but you don't have the right to walk up on stage and slap somebody for words. Carrey emphasized. The slap came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated. I wish him the best. I have nothing against Will Smith. He's done great things, but that was not a good moment. It cast a shadow over everyone's shining moment last night. It was a selfish moment. Following the incident, Will Smith issued an apology to Rock, acknowledging that jokes about him are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition crossed the line. Jim Carrey's popularity in Hollywood is a bit of a toss-up. His larger-than-life performances hit the mark in some roles, but they can be a miss in others. Online opinions about him vary greatly, ranging from "can't stand this guy" to "don't know why he's on this list, he's hilarious." This unpredictably polarizing effect on audiences makes studios wary of the risk associated with casting him. In the past, movies with Carey like Dumb and Dumber, Liar Liar, and The Truman Show were guaranteed hits, but other films featuring him have had less predictable success. While Dumb and Dumber 2 did well at the box office, raking in $169 million worldwide on a $40 million budget, his non-franchise films like The Incredible Burt Wonderstone and I Love You, Philip Morris didn't perform as strongly. Studios typically prefer a bankable star for big-budget films, and Carey no longer fits that bill. Carey's unconventional style collided with his professional obligations when he decided not to promote Kick-Ass 2 Inches due to its violent content. He linked his discomfort with the film to the mass shooting in Sandy Hook, a stance that stirred controversy. This, among other incidents, might have contributed to the industry viewing him as a potentially challenging actor to work with. Even after his role in the 1999 biopic Man on the Moon, where Carey's method acting raised eyebrows, there were stories about his on-set antics that made studios cautious. He stayed in character, even as Kaufman's obnoxious alter ego, going so far as to play pranks on people, which included smearing Limburger cheese on their hands. Carey's behavior during this time, both on and off set, added to his image of being an unpredictable figure in the industry. Carey's outspokenness about controversial topics, like his stance on vaccines, has also raised concerns. Calling vaccines poison and making strong statements against them, along with criticizing political figures, can risk alienating potential audiences. Studios often seek to avoid any potential divisiveness that could affect a movie's success. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Jim Carrey was a critical darling, snagging 4 Golden Globe nominations and clinching 2 wins within a decade. However, his major award nominations took a back seat after Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind in 2004. Although I Love You, Philip Morris created a buzz among critics, he missed out on nominations for major award ceremonies. In fact, post Eternal Sunshine, Carey's significant awards recognition, apart from People's Choice Awards and similar accolades, was a Razzie nomination for Worst Actor in the number 23. Not exactly what casting directors are seeking. Carey, though, appears content with his transition behind the camera, expressing during a press panel at the Television Critics Association that he's shedding layers of persona at this time in my life. He mentioned being delighted to witness new talents and their journey in the industry, creating characters that captivate audiences. This sentiment was echoed during his appearance at Pasadena's Ice House Comedy Club when he said on stage, "I have nothing to say. I'm not hungry anymore. I've done it all." Another man whose career has suffered greatly from personal antics is Chris Isaak. Consent has gained traction as a crucial issue in recent years. However, back in 1995, Hollywood didn't seem too concerned about the word or its implications. Award shows in particular have been a breeding ground for such uncomfortable incidents, one of which occurred at the MTV Movie Awards. This incident has recently resurfaced on platforms like TikTok and other social media sites. At the MTV Movie Awards, there was an uncomfortable episode during the presentation of the Best Kiss Award. Diaz and Isaak were the presenters. Isaak, the vocalist of Wicked Game, hugged Diaz a bit too closely. In response, Diaz pulled back and raised her arm, signaling discomfort. Isaak persisted, saying, "Baby, come here," and grabbed Diaz's wrist. Despite this, Diaz continued speaking and presenting the prize. She made it clear to the audience that the nominated kisses were performed at the director's request, underscoring that Isaac's advances were not welcome. In that same year, Jim Carrey and Lauren Holly won the Best Kiss Award for their work in the movie Dumb and Dumber. Carrey used this win as an opportunity to get back at the singer. When Isaak came on stage to claim the trophy, Carrey, known for his role in The Mask, greeted Isaak with a kiss, possibly to exact revenge. During the filming of The Mask, Carrey and Diaz developed a close bond, and their on-screen chemistry was undeniable. However, there was never any confirmation of a romantic involvement between them. In light of the resurfaced footage, many have speculated that Carrey's revenge kiss was in response to Isaac's unwelcome advance. Carrey spoke about this incident years later at another significant award show event. Another notable figure on the list is Roberto Benigni. Pinpointing which performance of his is more remarkable is quite the challenge. Is it his role in Life is Beautiful, where he portrays a Jewish librarian using humor to protect his son from the Holocaust's horrors? Or is it his acceptance of the Best Actor Oscar for the same film? The latter involved hugging everyone in sight, declaring that his body was in tumult, and expressing a desire to make love to everyone in the audience. Few careers have taken a nosedive as steep as Benigni's. Following Life is Beautiful, his 2002 live-action Pinocchio, a film he wrote and directed, earned a dismal $3.6 million at the North American box office and currently holds a 0% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Since then, Benigni has maintained a very low profile, with only a few projects to his name. He made another film in Italy, had a cameo in Jim Jarmusch's Coffee and Cigarettes, and played a supporting role in Woody Allen's To Rome with Love. Benigni has always been an energetic comedic force, and it appears that American films struggle to fully grasp how to utilize his unique talents. Given his involvement in writing and directing much of his work, finding a project that reignites his passion, much like his breakthrough movie did, could be the key. Shifting gears to 2020, Ricky Gervais also made quite a statement at the Golden Globe Awards. As the host of the ceremony, he directly addressed the packed Hollywood elite. His message was clear. If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Gervais' remarks were a direct jab at the growing trend of celebrities giving political speeches during award ceremonies. This didn't sit well with many Hollywood stars, and their reactions were quite serious and disapproving. Gervais' point about celebrities without specialized knowledge attempting to lecture on various subjects was swiftly proven. Actress Michelle Williams took the stage, seemingly speaking for all American women, to discuss abortion. Patricia Arquette followed, addressing the nation-state. In the history books, we will see a country on the brink of war. The United States of America, a president tweeting out a threat of 52 bombs, including cultural sites. Young people risking their lives traveling across the world. People not knowing if bombs are going to drop on their kids' heads and the continent of Australia on fire. And it's not just those guys who are tired of Hollywood. There are a lot of A-listers who aren't too fond of the fame and all that it brings. Daniel Craig, our suave James Bond, isn't exactly enamored with his relationship with Lady Fame. Surprising, right? Ever since he stepped into the role of 007 in Casino Royale, paparazzi have been a thorn in his side. He candidly expressed a desire to react more assertively to these intrusive camera wielders. Robert Pattinson, known for his role as Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and later as the brooding vampire Edward Cullen in Twilight, found the fame that came with his on-screen persona to be overwhelming. In fact, it pushed him into a period of depression. The constant media scrutiny and intrusion into his personal life during this phase left him exhausted. Jennifer Lawrence, the Oscar-winning actress, despite her newfound stardom, has made it clear that she's not entirely at ease with it. She expressed a longing for a break from being constantly under the public eye and yearned for more control over how she's photographed. Megan Fox, at 29, feels that being famous is akin to being globally bullied. She believes that the public often disregards the challenges that come with fame, assuming that material success equates to a perfect life. Kristen Stewart, well known even before her stint as Bella Swan in Twilight, was uncomfortable with the level of exposure her fame brought. The intense scrutiny into her personal life and constant speculation took a toll on her, making her view fame as a burden rather than a blessing. Shia LaBeouf, famous for his role in the Disney Channel's Even Stevens and later in the Transformers franchise, had a falling out with fame. Accused of plagiarism and feeling attacked, he declared a retreat from public life. During a promotional event, he even wore a paper bag over his head, declaring, "I am not famous anymore." Shailene Woodley, known for her role in Insurgent, holds a strong aversion to the term famous in the film industry. She despises the labels associated with stardom and the consumerism prevalent in the entertainment business. The internet, though, has had a lot to say about the kiss, and not all of it has been good. One person tweeted, "I know I said no more slap-related discourse, but I just remembered the time Adrien Brody kissed Halle Berry when accepting his award for The Pianist, directed by Roman Polanski BTWs. That was literally stage and amp. There was no anger." Talking about the double standards when it came to Will Smith's slap, this person said, "Adrien Brody suddenly kissed Halle Berry on the lips without her consent. Did it live on stage in front of everyone? People laughed it off as a funny story, but that violation of consent is literally..." How long was he banned for? Oh, 0. This person also pointed out that he seemingly faced no repercussions at the time. Thinking about that time Adrien Brody non-consensually tongued Halle Berry while accepting his Oscar and everyone was like, "Aw, cute, he's so happy." No reason. It's just on my mind. That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching.